another episode, exciting episode of the Wenches of Waydora, as you so have named yourselves. Last week, we have been continuing the storyline of Back at Phantasmo. It is a little different because everyone's kind of on tour. And you're back at Phantasmo, kind of going through without the hustle and bustle of the normal circus. You came across a mirror maze, some stuff going on in there. There's a spirit in there that you discovered is Tivit. He was a old tiefling worker who was killed, and you found out a little bit more about his backstory last 2 sessions. Turns out to be a revenant, and you made your way out of the mirror and were ambushed by a squad of tieflings that looked like they were out for blood, looked like they were waiting for you, burning down a lot of Phantasmo, much to Valdrick's dismay. Valdrick's ticked. They go out there. He stabs the leader of it. The tiefling squad stabs Tommy Two Tails. A lot of things happened. One thing led to another. You guys killed them all. Spells were thrown. Swords were clashed. And 2 tieflings tried to escape. As we heard, one fate of one was shot in the back of the head with a crossbow, but the other was salvaged long enough to interrogate. Valdrick jumped on top and was asking the questions as Anya was dismembering the members, one could say. You got some information out of this tiefling. Was kind of going on about saying that war's gonna break out after you guys killed the client. That triggered something, some sort of snowball effect. You don't know what you've done, and then at the very end, which this has happened before, at the very end he says "Hail Tiamat" and casts a spell on himself and kills himself.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
True.
But meanwhile, Calliope and Solara were healing Tommy Two Tails, and you guys were able to save him. He was poisoned by a stab wound, but you were able to save him and stabilize him. So that is kind of where we leave off. Your boyfriends, Diamor and Cabris, were before you guys went into the mirror maze. Decided to go off and discuss things, hopefully cordially. You don't really know. But they took Pimble with them, so hopefully Pimble's okay. Mediating between these 2 demon boys. They supposedly, went back to the wagons and kind of discussed things. Cabers has this map that has all these red X's on it. And so they were discussing their plans. And if you remember, the leader of the pack, the tiefling pack that ambushed you, said something about a map. It says, "Get the map." And so you guys were kind of discussing, speaking of maps, you were discussing what map he could be referring to. And that's kind of where we leave off to start this episode. So you're all on this blood-soaked sand. There is burning remnants of wagons and some tents that were destroyed via Molotov cocktail-like bombs that these tieflings were throwing, and nothing spreading like the wildfires down here in Bedford, Virginia, where me and Charlotte live. Nothing spreading like that, but little pockets of fire here and there, and that's where we begin.
Right. Well, I think last time you told us that you had seen the map, and that's how you and the sea that shall not be named got here.
Yes.
Right. We need to deal with the not horrible. We need to deal with Tivit, obviously, escort Tivit back to his body, right? We should do that probably first.
Have we checked the bodies yet to see if there's anything on the leader?
I took the teeth. Anya?
I think he
the
said
leader's body.
I think loot was supposed to be on the next session.
Yeah, our DM was supposed to get our loot for us.
It's true. So you guys are investigating the bodies?
Obviously. I'm looking at
I'm
the
yanking
leader.
teeth.
The guy who we thought was the leader, I'm at his body, and I want to know if there's anything.
Okay. So, for sake of time, we'll say you kind of loot through the 9 bodies that you murdered, leader included. Between the 9 bodies that you guys find, or loot, you guys find 36 copper pieces. So if someone wants to write this down, 36 copper pieces, 180 silver pieces, 37 electrum pieces, 12 gold pieces, and 6 platinum pieces. Going through their little pocket books and their backpacks and satchels and stuff like that. That's what you're able to scrounge up. And as you're kind of looting through, you know, most of these tieflings just have these like long trench coat like capes kind of flowing. Not any sort of particular uniform, but definitely similarly dressed. They all have not all of them have red skin, like, but I would probably say 5 or 6 of these tieflings have red skin. Some of them are mixed, you know, darker, ashier blue, some of them yellow. Different assortment of colors to their skin, but they all have these tails, sharp tails, definitely all the attributes of a tiefling. And there's one thing you notice that is similar, actually the exact same, about all of them. They all have a symbol, some sort of symbol branded into their forearms. Yeah. Someone can
What's the
make
symbol look like?
that is a good question. Let me
Can I investigate it while I'm yanking out teeth? I'm going for 30 teeth. I feel like that's enough between them all.
I feel like that's a good number. I took
Good
30.
number. My bag of holding is basically just a bag of teeth. I'm gonna go buy Valdrick the Tooth very soon.
Unbelievable.
The teeth taker.
For all of the gold and everything, do I want me to just divide it by 4 and tell everyone what it would be?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. As far as like storing money and everything, like you guys can separate it exactly evenly, or you can just decide that between the 4 of you that you kind of just have one like bank. So when you guys go shopping, you can kind of pull from that and discuss like, oh, you know, I'd like to buy this, I'd like to buy that. Totally up to you. I get it if you want to, you know, it's kind of also, you know, deals with what your
Mine is yours.
yeah, what you think your character would do, if they would share, if they, you know, might. I mean, you guys have been. We're in season 3 now. How much do you trust each other? A lot of factors go into it, but that's totally up to you.
I don't want to carry the clink clack clash. I've got the teeth. I feel like since Valdrick grew up in a fairy circus, money matters a lot less to her than things like teeth. What
True.
you doing, Max?
I mean, I can hold it, or Anya can hold it, or we can split it up evenly.
I feel like Anya's vote would be to just split it up, because that's what you do at the guild. That way, if someone has more extravagant taste, we're not all like, you know, you get your bougie stuff, but maybe Anya doesn't want the bougie stuff, you know?
I never expected Anya to want to pull her money.
Well, yeah, you guys can kind of sit on that, think about that for a little bit. But if someone wants to attempt to draw what I'm going to describe as the symbol that you see, not tattooed but branded into their arms, a little kind of disgusting, as they look like scars with, you know, the raised skin, but it's all the same symbol. It is, I'm going to try to describe it the best I can. Think like a pitchfork, but the left one, the left fork is missing, so it looks like a opposite sided Y.
Okay.
And
So the left one or the right one is missing?
the left one is missing, so it looks like a Y flipped over, like a backwards Y.
Okay.
And there's a little notch in the middle of that right fork. A little notch right in the middle that kind of...
Bottom part of it or the top part of it?
Right in the middle of it.
Okay. Is it like a slant on the Y, so like the line goes like this?
Show me what you got in your camera.
Is it like that, or is it like this with the line straight like this?
It's pretty much what you drew, maybe a little bit less space, and the right fork is actually a little bit taller than the middle one. And then it does have that notch on the inside of it.
On the inside of it, so like that. Like that?
Yeah. The notch would be a little bit higher up, but yeah, you get the gist of it. A little bit higher up.
Do I recognize what the fuck that symbol is?
Roll your investigation. Would it be... Actually, it'd probably be... Might be just a straight wisdom roll.
Read a wisdom. 19.
Okay. You do know that it's some sort of language, and it's a number from a certain language.
But I don't recognize the language.
What languages do you speak in read and write?
Common, Celestial, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay. It is it is infernal.
Finally.
It is.
I would recognize it too then.
Yep. Being a tiefling, yep. I figured one of you would catch it. I just wanted to see some rolls, but it is the infernal symbol for the number 8.
Is there 8 of them?
Could it be for the 8th realm of hell?
Oh, that's interesting.
Would I know who rules the 8th realm of hell, like, in my head? I guess I could roll for that. I'm just curious. Maybe it's not even relevant.
If that's where Solar's thought process is
That's
going,
where my
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
totally
like number 8. There's 9 realms of hell.
fine. Yeah.
I would think it's like that. Maybe it has to do with the 8th realm, personally.
This would probably be history.
Oh my gosh.
I'll let you go ahead and roll history.
Don't have good history.
Where is my cursor? Here we are.
All right. That's gonna be an 11. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're not sure. The name, like, you're trying to think of it off the top of your head, and it's not coming to you. You can't get the name.
Baldric.
You can't get the
Baldric,
name Tiamat out of your head because of he.
Okay. I'm
But-
like, do you know who rules the 8th realm of hell? I'm gonna ask Baldric.
Either I know this or I'm gonna bullshit it. So
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
what am I rolling?
Obviously, my lore bard. I'm gonna ask her.
I was about to say what I also know.
I'll do.
I got a base 17.
Okay. Okay. It's gonna come down to. I don't think Anya would even have a chance of knowing, but Calliope might, just because of like she's a history buff. So we'll see how Calliope's roll is. Sorry, Charlotte.
Wait,
Is
what
it
was
okay?
the bonus that I got? Was it just like a base roll? History?
History, yeah.
I get a +6 to history, so that's 17 + 6.
Oh.
Because I rolled a 17.
Okay. And that changes things. So your total is 23. Mephistopheles is a name that comes to your brain.
Okay.
And
That matters.
yeah, with a 23, the 8th layer of hell is not. Most would assume it's like, super hot, but it is actually frigid cold.
Awful. Were there 8 of these guys?
There were 9 total.
Damn it. So what, we think that from the 8th hill? Think that from...
They could be serving that devil, or even a devil within that realm. Not even there's so many, big devils and then lower ranked devils.
Do you know who would know? Diamor and C, who must not be named. But we should get Tivit back to his body before we go and find them.
Well, I thought Tivit had to get revenge to pass on.
Do we not just have to bring him to
No,
his
he's
body?
a revenant. I thought he had to get revenge on whoever murdered him.
Does that mean he's just gonna come with us?
Is he just gonna follow us back?
Did we ever do the ritual?
We did, but that just confirmed that he was a revenant. I think was what that was. Unless I'm mistaken. I could be horribly wrong.
You guys did do the ritual where you Solara drunk from the chalice, made the guess that it's a revenant. Sure enough, Tivit kind of materialized in front of you, and when you went out to get ambushed, he got super scared and kind of ran back. So that's where he's been. He ran back to the mirror maze, as far as you remember. It's only been, I don't know how quick that combat was, and then the interrogation, it's probably been about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Do we want to go and get Tivit? Or do we want to go and...
I'll go get him.
Okay. So you're going back in the maze?
Yeah, I'll walk back in and I'll say, Tivit, all the scary people are gone. You can come out.
You don't hear a response right away.
Tivit, you want us to combine you with your body and help you move on to the great beyond?
Looks at watch, looks at sundial. After a minute, you kind of are peeking around and you see him.
You guys are frozen.
Yeah, we froze.
Gives me time to catch up with my notes. You guys are back.
Okay, you see him back in one of the mirrors, and he says to you, "Tivit is not leaving this mirror. Tivit is scared."
Look at me. Do you think anyone out there is still alive?
Maybe. Tivit
They're
is
all
unsure.
We murdered
They're all
everybody.
Everyone is murdered. Anyone we come across will find the same fate. Let's go so we can be done with this. And you can move on to the great beyond. Or whatever Solara would say here.
He
You're blessed.
vanishes from the mirror, and back out in the area where you guys fought. Another mirror from a cart that is in a frame that I guess was being sold at a vendor. He appears in the mirror, and he says, "You did it! You killed all of them!" Tivit is so happy! Ooh, look what you did! You killed the tieflings! You killed the bad guys!
Really good, Tivit.
And he's like jumping and doing heel clicks.
Okay. We should go put Tivit back in his body.
Tivit doesn't want to go back. Tivit will stay right here.
Why don't you want to go back, Tivit?
But Tivit wants to come with you.
Okay. Alright. Well,
You have to stay in a mirror.
Well,
is it mirror time?
Yes.
Does anybody have a mirror on them?
I do.
Alright, Tivit. Well, pocket time, like a little Pokemon.
What mirror
So
do you
I'll pull
have,
out-
Charlotte?
I have a steel mirror for my
Okay.
ghost hunting or my monster hunting kit.
Okay.
This is why I have it.
Incredible.
Perfect. I mean, it couldn't be any more perfect. Okay, you pull out that little steel mirror, and you see Tivit's eyes light up. He vanishes from the mirror at the vendor's cart and pops up in your little steel mirror. And he says, "Hello! It's adventuring time to kill
No.
Tivit's murderer!"
None of that. None of that. Too much.
I think it's pocket time for you, Tivit.
Yes, Tivit will lead the way. Tivit will lead the way.
Okay, that's good. Are we following Tivit to his resting place?
I can't believe that DM and the other guy have not heard the commotion of everything going on.
If we're lucky, maybe they fought and killed each other.
Oh no,
I have a lot of problems.
not that. We have a lot of questions.
Where do you guys go?
Is Tivit
Where,
like
Tivit?
indicating where we
do
should go?
Oh, yes, right. Tivit will lift the curse. How did you get here, dear Valdric?
We used my pendant to get in, but it won't let us back out.
Oh, yes. That is because Tivit blocked the way. And it worked! Oh, Tivit is so smart! Tivit is so smart!
Yeah, very smart, Tivit. It's really good.
Yes. Well, one minute. And he kind of... You see him run away in his little mirror. And the sky around you, which is Phantasmo sky, you know, all the orbs and lights, kind of darkens for a second, and you hear a faint rumble, and goes back to its normal brightness.
God. Well, that's one problem. Solved. Killing it, really. Had a schedule. Should we head? Are we gonna go to his body? Is it body time?
I
Is
thought
he
we
not
were
gonna
like
let us
bringing
in
us
his
with
body?
him. I thought we were like bringing him with us. Like,
Yeah, let's go find Diamor and Vengeance. See if maybe they've sorted out that terrible sibling rivalry.
And then you hear from behind you, I can't exactly walk. I'm in a lot of pain.
Oh my God.
Can anyone
Tommy!
anyone able to help me? Help me up! Oh,
God,
by the
Tommy,
gods!
I'm gonna go and help Tommy up to his feet.
Oh,
That was no. Let's we should do I know a little ditty. Can I do a song of rest on everybody?
oh.
be great.
Oh, yeah.
A song
Yeah.
would be lovely at this point, I suppose.
Let's
You know,
sing a little ditty.
one of your old ones, none of the new ones. I like your old stuff, Baldric.
How about the man from Nantucket?
Yes, make it quick. Oh.
I take out my DOS lute and Song of Rest at my 9th level, so that's 1d8 for everybody. And I sing a little horrible ditty about a man from Nantucket who shit in a bucket while eating his curds and whey.
Perfect.
Does this count as a short rest?
Yeah, what does long rest say? Or
Song of Rest.
Song of Rest.
Song of Rest is a short rest.
Okay.
Ooh, okay,
And if
so I get some.
You or any friendly creatures hear your performance. Each creature gains 1d6 hit points. It goes up to 1d8 at 9th, 1d10 at 13th, and 1d12 at 17th. So everybody gets a D8,
Perfect.
including
about-
Tommy.
About an hour passes. You all kind of sit down and, clean the blood off your swords and everything, or maybe Anya doesn't. Maybe Anya likes the blood. I don't know. But clean yourselves.
Baby, I like it. You guys are frozen.
Oh, good.
The way you move on the floor. There was a man from Nantucket. And yes, he shit in a bucket. Okay, you guys are back.
Perfect. Yeah. Fix your armor and retire boots, and you feel 1 hour's rested, and you can use, I believe, for a short rest, you can use up to any amount of your hit dice to replenish. But once you get to a long rest, you won't be able to use that. So like if you have like 8d8 for a hit dice, you can use like 5. And then once you get to your long rest, you can use 3 at your long rest. But then that's it. And then it resets after the long rest. So if you would like to do that, and if you're healing, I would recommend doing that one at a time. Just kind of rolling one at a time until you're healed up. If you want, if you don't, that's totally fine. But you do get that extra bonus as Valdrick kind of sits down, tang 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 tang, tunes her little DOS lute, and rips the man from Nantucket or whatever.
Yeah. Man from Nantucket.
Yep, defecating in a bucket. All right. After about an hour, what do you guys do?
I just want to address really quick. I feel like we're meeting a lot of people in increasing more numbers talking about Tiamat. It's just an observation I'm making. Just putting it out there that seems like a not great sign for us. And that should probably be top of next list of terrible things that we're facing.
It's true, you did murder the client, so that's done.
And that's fantastic. That one's great. Top 10. Yeah. Not solid. But let's go find
What's his face?
the boys. The demon boys. I think we're heading in the direction of the wagons, which is where they were heading, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. After probably about another hour or two of navigating through this massive magical circus, you see in the distance the purple smoke billowing and start to plume from the distance, and you realize, hey, we're near Valdrick's wagon. We know that site. And you make it to the wagons and open up Valdrick's wagon. And I can't remember, is Diamor's wagon completely destroyed, or is it just kind of like scorched?
Oh, it's fud up. Valdrick
Okay.
went inside and just torched it, crying. Well, there was a lot of alcohol involved. Vaguely
Okay.
she remembers this.
Okay. All right, then you open up your own wagon door, and you see Diamor and Vengeance, Cabris, deep in discussion. They've got the map laid out. Cabris's cloak is off, and he's just in his black tunic and his black pants. Diamor also in his casual wear, looking over this map, and they look to be deep in discussion as you guys open up. And
That's good. It's good that you've got this map out, because that's exactly what we were coming in here to discuss. Let's talk about what just happened to us. I'm assuming we're just covered in blood. At
Yeah.
least Anya and I, who just ripped teeth out of mouths and were using Caprice on hands and whatnot.
Yeah, I got pretty slashed in that
Yeah.
place too.
Yeah, I got caught at least. So I think
Smells
we're on
like
the same.
man in here.
yeah, they both turn around, and kind of Diamor tries to hide his exasperated look, but it kind of comes through anyways, and he says,
Oh, don't get up.
"What happened to you guys?
Long
What was in
past
that mirror maze?"
We had a very long conversation with a few gentlemen who gave us some very interesting information, and that's truly all that needs to be said about that. I'm gonna just tell them that, yeah, from the time I cast Detect Thoughts onward, so the bit where he tells us that Diabris sent him. When I say Diabris, I want to really take a nice long look at both of them when I say that name.
Okay, roll insight.
And see that reaction as I casually slip that into conversation. 17.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and say how you would bring that into conversation, since that's a pretty important.
Yeah, it was so
conversation
interesting.
piece.
We came upon these gentlemen, really having a bomb time outside of the mirror maze. Too good of a time, truly. Stabbed Tommy Two Tails by no fault of my own, of course. Stabbed him, and we were forced to kill them all except for one. And Anya and I had a very pleasant talk with him about where his loyalties lied and what he was here for. And he mentioned this name, and it was so interesting, this name, because it sounded so familiar to me. You ever hear a name like that? It was, I don't know if you know this name. Diabris was what he said sent him here, looking for a map.
As you say that, you can see Vengeance kind of, his eyes kind of go from somewhat of a squint to a more relaxed and widened, very, very slightly, and swallows, and Diamor kind of takes a step back and looks over with a kind of inquisitive look over at his brother. And
see, that's the exact look that the man gave us before we twisted his balls.
Who is this man?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. He had a inferno symbol on his arm.
What did he look like?
Like a guy who was getting his nuts twisted off and his teeth ripped out of his mouth. He hexed himself, said long live Tiamat, which, by the way, we've gotten a lot in the last couple of weeks, I think. A little concerning, but let's go back a little and talk about why you two know the name Diabris, and let's not put one past us and over my head, because your name is Diamor, your name is... We know what your name is, right? Vengeance, right?
He has a dark smile, and he kind of looks...
Yeah.
and
All right.
is basically saying, say it.
Right? And you put those two together, and it makes this silly little name. And that look that you two just exchanged tells me that you know who this person is, and clearly it's important to the group. So let's discuss this as a group.
Yeah, Diamor says, I can't lie to you, Valdrick. And then Kabris goes, I can. And looks at him, like, incredulously. And Diamor says, he kind of, like, hushes him and says, Diabris is quite obviously our father.
Yeah.
And I don't know who these men are. I don't know what they're after. Clearly this map. I can't confirm that my father sent them, though. I mean...
They had the symbol of an 8 on their arm. Does that give you anything? I'm gonna show them the symbol that I wrote in my diary.
Okay, so you like scribbled it in real time? Okay. Infernal.
Yeah.
8.
Does that tell you?
And they look at each other again, and they're kind of deep in thought, and he says, I don't know what that means, but it could just be a coincidence. I mean, I don't know. What did they look like? What were they? Rich?
They were tieflings.
Were they poor? And then they hear Solara in the back. Tieflings. And then Caber starts to talk. Could just be a coincidence. Tieflings share very similar things with demons from the Nine Hells. Look at Solara. She's never stepped foot into the Nine Hells until last week.
It's true.
It's gotta be a
Purple.
coincidence.
Gotta be a coincidence.
But at the same time, nothing
Yeah.
in our lives lately is a coincidence.
Never, never. So let's talk about the possibility that it's not a coincidence, and what would that mean to us?
And Diamor says, I'm still dealing with the fact that my brother lied to me and told me that my father was dead, and in fact, now he's telling me that he's alive.
Alright, let's
I'm
not
not
talk
sure
about
what to
lies
believe.
right now.
Yeah, bygones be bygones.
Let's not talk about that. Right?
We have
I'm sure he's
discussed
very
it.
sorry.
We have discussed things while
Okay,
you were
that's good.
gone. I am inclined to believe that he had his reasons for lying to me. But if my father is alive and he sent these men after us, well, I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
What was the
Well,
last thing father said to you, brother? And Cabris kind of racks his brain for a minute. He sent me on several missions, several quests of murder. You were on that list. Kessa, Talon of Tiamat, was on that list. Both of them were marked in red X's on this map. And they both kind of look over the map again. And then Diamor, They said they were looking for this map. Is that what you said?
Yeah, looking for the map and then killed themselves shouting, "Long live Tiamat."
This map, specifically.
Do you have another map hidden somewhere like your asshole? Because if not,
Do
then
you?
yes. I wish, bud. You tell me what the fuck this map does. Let's start there. Is all it does is show little X marks where you're supposed to say a hit list?
And then Cabris cuts in and... Diamor, it's obviously this map that he meant. They're after this map.
Why would they want this map?
This map contains X's marked only by my father as waypoints, coordinates, and yes, it acts as a hit list. I don't have all the information on all the X's, only the ones that I was given, and that was right here, following my brother Diamor, and the one on Dread Island, to hunt down Kessa, which you all beat me to. Is that a coincidence?
I don't believe in coincidences. I think Solara really hit the nail on the head with that one.
Maybe we should find everyone on the hit list and get them to be on our side.
Or kill them.
Or
That's
kill
where I
them.
thought that sentence was
Oh,
going.
isn't the enemy of my enemy my friend?
Oh, but if they're people like that dragon that we killed.
Diamor's kind of...
Isn't that evil?
Diamor's kind of had a confused look on his face this entire time, and he's like, up until now, this is the first I've seen of this map, which is why we've been discussing it, because Cabris has obviously been hiding everything from me. Everyone take 1d6 psychic, because he said his brother's name as the wagon shakes.
All right. Let's put a pause on that. All right. He's the big C man. Let's stick with that.
Kate. We agreed on Kate.
Yeah,
Cave.
he says...
That's
he's,
right.
Kate.
Or vengeance. Anything but
Yeah,
vengeance.
Cabris says, it's vengeance. And Diamor says, fine, whatever you call yourself nowadays. Vengeance, I don't care. I haven't seen this map until today. I'm not sure. Obviously, this is some sort of agreement between Cabris and our father. Everyone take another d6 psychic.
Swear all
And-
things good and holy.
As the wagon shakes again, and Diamor says, I apologize. Vengeance.
Why would your father be trying to kill you? You, I get. Point to Dior, the point to vengeance, and isn't Daddy supposed to be on your side, and you were in his pocket doing the things that you were supposed to be doing and killing who you were supposed to kill?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Unless he has some sort of spy or scrying method to watch our recent events. Obviously, I have not gone through with killing my brother.
Yeah.
That would upset him. Even though it is his own blood, his own kin, he doesn't care. He will stop at nothing to get what he wants. I fear we are being watched.
Okay. How do we think that he is watching us? Is he like Santa Claus?
Well, there is a scrying spell. However, because I have this, I don't have it prepared, but there is a spell where you can essentially peek in, but I think it's the more familiar you are with them, there's almost like a check, like they're almost like aware, something like that. I might be opposite. I'd have to look it up, but something like that. The lore release. I've never used this magic.
So fun.
Yeah.
What a fun little spell. That's a doozy. Is there no way to like sense if we are being scryed upon?
Let me look up.
Now that it's been spoken into existence.
Yeah, let me look up the scrying spell to be sure. Depends, but no. That's my answer.
God, that's the worst. We should start speaking in pig Latin. Aight, Ray. We're all fucked.
I beg your pardon. And you hear a little voice from the back of the wagon, kind of peers out from the curtain, and you see Pimble just kind of messing with his hat, fixing it or whatever, puts it back on. This family reunion has been a joy, but I would love to be getting back to Eastwind. I've got much business to attend to, and of course you've got your business to attend to in the well, whatever the demons are doing, and I would like to very much leave this place. So if we could figure out a way to lift the spell so that we can all go home and put this place behind us for now.
Tivit already lifted the spell, mate. It's all done.
He what? Where's my
Just touch it and go.
Where's my pocket watch? There it is. So
Be more careful, Pimble.
right.
Next time somebody straps you with some tentacles to a wall, we're gonna be there to rip you off.
Where will this take me? Back to the Underdark. I'll find my way out. Tally-ho! And he clicks his little
God.
he clicks his little stopwatch or his little pocket watch and disappears.
Oh. Alright, well, that's probably awful, but that's his problem right now, and not our problem.
Diamor says, the little idiot is right. We all have jobs to do. I hate to say this, but I need to work with vengeance.
There you go. That's good.
And further investigate these targets.
It's really good. It sounds like we're all going to work together.
Because I'm not entirely convinced these targets are targets. I'm not sure what these locations hold. But we will start one by one.
Are we X's on that list? The Hail Tiamat leaves me suspicious.
Sus.
That is a valid question. Cabers would know more about that than I do. Everyone take a D6 psychic.
I swear to whatever God Solara believes in, I will gut you the next time you say his name.
He kind
I
of
swear to Solara's god.
he
And funny.
he chuckles and rolls his eyes, but yeah, Vengeance says like I said, is this a coincidence or is it not? You were at Dread Island. There was a red X on Dread Island. You were at Phantasmo. There is a red X at Phantasmo.
I mean, either that or Baldric just really sucks at picking company.
You know, I have been accused of worse, to be honest with you. What if it's not? What if it's not us at all? What if it's? I mean, Anya, what if it's the blade?
If it's the blade, then it would be me.
That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying right now.
It's now my destiny or prophecy or contract.
Contractual agreement with the blade of destiny. Right, well, obviously we're going to come with you.
You're not coming
Right.
with us. We have to do this alone. It's too dangerous.
Does the like male egotistical shit, does that ever get old?
Solara, what did I tell you about using this map? It alerts demon hunters. You cannot be around for that. I will not put you all in danger.
You could. I mean, like I said, we would have it, but
We cannot travel by foot from X to X. We must do this quickly and swiftly. You would slow us down.
Ooh.
Rude, because it seems like we were the ones that took care of your little demon hunters, and we did it in a way where you two were having your kumbaya circle, didn't even realize it.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like we've got the track record for demon hunter killing.
Timor says, Vengeance. I've seen what they can do. They can handle themselves. However, Vengeance is right. We have to be quick with these X's. We cannot teleport that quickly with mortals such as yourselves. No offense, ladies. Unfortunately, he's right.
What the fuck would you have us do?
That we should discuss.
Stab myself on my D4. Hurt.
What does the wizard think back there? And he nods over at Calliope.
I am thinking that we should all stay as a group. But I don't know. I'm sticking with Baldric no matter what happens.
Tibbets has a suggestion! You hear muffled from
God,
Anya's pockets.
Forgot about Tivit.
You hear a crackling energy form from Diamor just instinctively as he's like looking around.
Yes.
And Anya pulls out the mirror and they both kind of squint and look at each other. And Tivit says, Yes. All of this talk of Diabris and no one's consulted Tivit. I know how to get there. I know where Diabris is. And Diamor attempts to rip the mirror out of Anya's hand and take a closer look.
Don't touch me.
Okay. Make a strength check. It's a challenge.
19.
Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Somehow you beat Diamor in a strength test, and
Hell
you
yeah, you
are
do.
able to hold back that mirror.
Girl power.
Yeah, as he gets a hand on it, and you guys tug of war for a second, you rip it back, and he doesn't pursue it any further, and he says, "What is that? Who is that? And why does he know of our father?"
Because
It's our
Daddy killed
friend
him.
from the mirror maze that your father killed, and now we've got to go reunite the man in the mirror with the dead body somewhere.
He killed. What do you? And he looks at Tivit. Tivit, who killed you? Your father! Your father killed me! And now I'm going to kill him! And, Diamor says, when did this happen? When did you see him? He does not leave the 9 hells. He couldn't possibly have found someone like you. Diamor, don't you remember the day? You were there. Tivit saved you. Tivit sacrificed himself for you. Don't you remember poor Tivit? Tivit laid down his life so that you may escape. Look how that turned out. Tivit, how
A
long?
little compassion. A little compassion.
But buddy.
Tivit held out as long as he could. Tivit didn't tell father anything. Until I couldn't hold out any longer. Tivit gave Diamor up. Tivit is sorry. Poor Tivit! And he runs away in the mirror.
Yeah. Alright.
And Diamor just kind of remains
Yeah.
silent. And he
We're
turns
gonna
around and
take
looks
him.
he looks at Valdrick. As if like, is this? He gives you a face of like, is this true?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't sense any lies in anything that he said. And we're gonna bring him and use him like a little daddy finding device, a little daddy compass, and go fucking kill your dad. If what you've told me is true, and he's the reason that you left to begin with, without hide or tail, then yeah, I want to blow his ass to high hells too. And he's obviously after us anyway, because on one hand, he's trying to kill you all. On the other hand, seems like maybe he's mixed up with Tiamat probably, which means he's after Anya. And I quite like Anya's ass. It's one of her many redeeming qualities. And I quite like yours as well. There's a lot of asses at stake in this situation. And so it's time, I think, to do the thing. Kill him. And you can go and investigate the X's. I think that you should do that. And we'll go kill Daddy and it'll be fine.
Diamor is about to speak, and then Vengeance cuts him off and says, "How does that little twerp even know where our father is? How can you trust him?" And he speaks, and you hear Tivit. Tivit always knows where the killer is. Tivit will find him.
Like a little ghost alarm.
He cannot hide
So
from
where is
Tivit.
he?
Trustworthy
You know
than the
now,
two of
Tivit?
you.
Can you find him through another mirror, Tivit?
That's
Can you
wild.
travel through mirrors?
Tivit hasn't thought of this. Tivit is willing to try.
Hell yeah, Tivit.
I believe in you, Tivit.
It's a brave boy.
In order to get that your revenge. Vengeance, come on. You know about revenge. He's got to get his revenge.
Yeah, roll a persuasion.
Oh, God. Okay.
She should get
This version
advantage
is
because he
bad.
likes her.
Roll with
Ooh,
advantage.
first one was an 18.
She
Just
should.
on the die.
Yeah.
Okay, well I got an 18 and a 19 plus
Yeah, go ahead and take the 19.
Persuasion.
I'll say it's advantage.
plus 22.
Okay. So 22 total.
Yep.
Cabers kind of looks around at everyone, looks at Tivit, and then finally his eyes fall on Solara, and he says, "Be careful. I know you will. Where should we all meet up when our tasks are complete?" And then Diamor
Well,
says,
how about we send each other, like some, like we'll send each other a message when we're ready, when we're all ready.
Diamor says,
Not like Will, but like not me to hit. Whatever, you guys.
yeah.
Be so safe. I'll be so safe. You be so safe.
Diamor says, we should keep the messaging to a minimum, but for everyone's safety's sake. However, the meeting place will be Northwind.
I love this. This feels good. This feels like espionage in the best way. I've always wanted to be a spy. Super.
And then he said, Vengeance looks around again and says, and again, keeping eye contact with Solara, says, "Until Northwind." And he puts his hand in the middle. And Diamor gives him like a corny look. And Vengeance shoots him like a serious look. And Diamor rolls his eyes and says, "Till Northwind." Puts his hand in the middle.
Hell yeah.
He's just mad he didn't say it first.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put my hand over Diamor's and be like, you're mad, aren't you, that you didn't say that first. It's very good. Very poetic.
I'll put my hand on top of it.
I'm not doing that.
Anya, hold my hand.
Tivit will do it for you! To Northwind! To the killer! And you see just a big red tiefling hand on the top of the mirror. And with that, a quick flash. Again, swirling through time and space. Sorry, I'm making this decision for you, Valdrick, unless you don't want to. But for the sake of the story, are you teleporting now?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Yeah, you
all
take
hands on deck.
your necklace, you do the thing with it. Diamor twists his ring, and you all fly through time and space like you once have before. And you land with a crash into dark, musty earth below. You all kind of look around, no Diamor, no Vengeance, and you realize, as we get a mood swing here, it's almost pitch black where you are at. Yeah, you can pretty much only see about 10 feet in front of you. You've all landed on this big boulder.
Great. Anybody got a light? Who's got the light? Light.
And then you hear immediately, as soon as you start talking, you hear shh, 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 shh.
What the fuck? Who is that? Who am I
You
closest to?
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna-
lean in really close
I'm
to
gonna
them.
pull the gems out of my bag and cast light on it.
Oh no, I don't know if we should now. I'm
You
scared.
don't want to cast light?
I guess you've already done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a really big one.
Yeah. Do you? What's the radius on that light?
a 20-foot radius and dim light for additional 20 feet.
Okay.
And it's just coming off of this. I have a couple of like little jades, but I took one out and was holding it and cast it on it. So it's smelling in my hand.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you cast that, it extends the light beyond what you can see. This pitch black area. And about 30 feet out, just barely within reach of the light, you can see at least like 8 people kind of huddled together, shaking, and one of them, hand shaking, puts his finger up to his lips and is kind of looking around and just kind of waiting. Everyone can make a perception check real quick.
I'm so nervous. That bodes so ill.
It does.
They are across, sitting on another boulder, and down beneath you is just this rock, just dirt kind of.
Feels very Tremors.
Mm-hmm.
18.
I got 23.
17.
We're
19.
receiving this so good.
Okay, yeah, it's a really good group roll, as you all recognize these 6 or 8 or 10 people all huddled together as the hostages. They were all around the Elder Brain chamber that you all saved. They look a little bit, I mean, they were already looking worse for wear when they were stuck in that trance-like state, held up by the tentacles, you kind of are recollecting. But now they look very much in control of their bodies, but a little bit thinner. Dirt smudged on their faces, hair scruffy, some of them humans, some of them men, women, dwarves, maybe an elf or two in there. All kind of
Were
just
these
a
the
hodgepodge.
people in the big room, or like in each room as we cleared the rooms for all the hostages?
You didn't get a really good look at all the people in the big room since it was a big fight, and then you got teleported to the 9 hells. But you do recognize one of them from one of the previous small rooms has also joined these people.
Wait, shit. Mostly pantomimes. Why? Is the ground shaking?
I'm just gonna hit her to
I'm gonna turn to Anya. I'm gonna get really close to her, and I'm gonna go, do you remember when and I'm whispering directly in her ear, do you remember when we were in the tunnels and we fell into the tunnels and we were running from the locust and it was like big giant worm and it came out of the ground and it was killing us and we had to kill it and it was a really big worm and there was bigger worms. Because I'm having flashbacks to that right now and I don't know if I can take a big worm right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't know if I'm mentally sound enough to take a giant worm.
So they're holding on. What are you
The rest of you, the other two, you're kind of looking around, and you recognize this as the elder brain chamber. It, like I said last season at the finale, this is where you guys spent your finale fight. The obsidian ceiling and floor and all that outcroppings kind of formed over the years from this elder brain, and the mind flayers kind of where they resided. It's also kind of morphed into a different terrain landscape. You see some kind of redstone and some scorch marks, big scorch marks on the ground. With all of your perception checks, you can kind of make out that it kind of also resembles the Nine Hells where you were teleported to, or where you were teleported to after seeing that the Elder Brain Chamber was an illusion, like the terrain was an illusion. It's kind of now a mix between the two. And there's big, boulders and rocks kind of all over the place.
Is there any like big, like not big rocks, but like decent sized rocks near me on this boulder? I'm not getting down off the boulder.
Like a
But is there like
handheld
debris?
rock?
Yeah, like some debris.
Yeah, roll an investigation.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you find some pebbles. You find a big chunk. Some regular like sandstone kind of pebbles, and then a really out of place big like obsidian rock, and they're kind of like don't mix.
I'm gonna grab the big rock and I'm gonna look at Anya, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna point to the rock and I'm gonna pantomime like.
And you look over and you see the hostages are all
I don't know what to do. Seems bad no matter what.
Wait, is there like? Can we see a way out from where we are right now?
Let's take a bathroom break, and you can to give you some time to ponder, and then we'll come back. Because I do have to go potty. How's that?
I am definitely having flashbacks to that worm in the tunnels. That's not a joke. I'm having flashbacks
When
to the big
did
worm.
we see a worm in the tunnel?
You remember? Wait, let me find my notebook.
Was it the Ankh-head? Was it the Ankh-head?
Yeah, I think so. It's
We killed him.
No, you weren't. Well, yeah, we did, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's not the problem.
Okay. Baldric is one.
It's in here somewhere. It's the Madness of Mischief. This is the door.
The Ankh-head named Gary, right?
Yeah, that's this one right here. Blah 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 blah. I hate this. There's hatchlings. One spawns from the ground. I scream so loud I psychically lance it. Anya is fingering the bug. I am screaming so loud I cast Shatter. The Ankh egg explodes. It is foul. There's a picture, actually. I drew a photo of you, little Anya, with her big sword and the dead Ankh egg. And me fleeing in the corner. I'm crying. That's me.
Why was I fingering it? What was I doing?
I don't know, but Valdric definitely put it in there. This was also during... There was a lot of blueberry wine. There was a lot of blueberry wine involved in this.
Maybe I was looting, and you were like, you had no interest in looting.
No, I screamed and ran into the corner to cry, but I'm definitely having flashbacks. Okay. Potty.
So you find yourselves back in the Underdark, back in the Elder Brain Chamber, from whence you fought your way out, and realized it was this illusory terrain, and you're actually in the Nine Hells. Well, now you're back, and it's kind of like a hybrid, like it's like almost a rift between the two realms. Something happened. Same layout though, big circular room. It's got a ridge where you guys came in on, tall, 10 feet tall ridge, about the same height that I fell off a cliff this summer and broke my foot. 10 feet and
35 feet, yeah, you say?
I was out of a hot air balloon and I just survived.
Gosh.
But yeah, you're on a big boulder. You see another boulder kind of in the corner, big rock where all of these hostages are kind of huddled up, shaking, cold, tattered clothes, thin, stunned. What do you do?
Yeah, it's
Pull everybody close together. So good. Please ignore my child screaming in the distance. I'm just saying we maybe should throw the rock, because if we throw the rock, then we can see what it is, how fast it is. Because I get that everyone's very scared and there's something beneath the surface, and I would really like to know what the fuck it is before we try doing whatever we're going to do.
Then you throw the rock. Maybe a smaller rock if you can find one. Yes.
How far are we from? Do I need to cast light on the rock for throwing?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe you should just throw the rock that she's got.
Well, no, this is a jade. I'm keeping this one.
Okay.
But I will pick up a small pebble. Look. Okay. I'll reach down and pick up a smaller rock.
Okay.
Than whatever Valdrick is holding and cast light on it. And then I'll hand it back to Valdrick to see where she's wanting to throw it. So now she has a
don't
little.
want to throw it. Give it to Anya. She's got the
Okay.
big throw
Never
arms.
mind. I'm reaching over and handing it over to her. Go here.
Would that be athletics, Chris?
Throwing it would just be, I believe, just a strength roll. Yeah, to see, I guess, where you, I guess it's all depending on, like, how far you're throwing it, where you're aiming it.
I want to throw it as far away as possible
Okay.
from both of the rocks that people are on.
Okay. I'll say you're not really sure where you are. You know you're kind of up against a wall, one of the walls of this chamber. But since it's pretty much since it's pretty much pitch black, unlike it was in the finale, anywhere away from the wall is going to be your best bet. But go ahead and roll. Make a strength roll as you pull hair out of your peach, out of your apple.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You hurl this rock. Did Calliope cast light on this? Was that okay? So, you have this rock. It's lit up. You hurl it. As you throw it, as it passes by the hostages, you see them like kind of like holding their heads, and they all flinch and huddle together, and you can kind of hear an audible gasp, like a group gasp from them as this rock hurls through the air, lands, and you hear this rumbling, and you feel like shaking, and all of a sudden out from the ground, and this massive cylinder of something just comes out of the earth, consumes the rock which was lit, and immediately blackness befalls the cavern again, and you hear another loud crash through the other side of the chamber as the earth shaking kind of dies away.
Valdrick, can you snap us back to Phantasmo now?
Leave the people in the corner.
That's the way, and now we've made eye contact with them.
Pause first. These people are not in charge of the universe.
You see the group of people collectively look at the rock, mouth agape, and then back slowly.
Real quick fun fact about me, I really hate big worms and things that resemble big worms, and the cylindrical shape of that leads me to believe it's a really fucking giant worm-like thing. So how do we want to handle that? Because we've definitely got to save the hostages, right? That seems like that should be a priority.
How far is the distance between the two rocks?
You and the hostages, probably 30 feet. Yeah, I think we determined it was 30 feet. Bless you.
Well, I have Misty Step.
Oh.
So I'm telling this to the group. So could we all just go over there, and then I'll go back to Phantasma.
We just take them back to the circus with us, but then we still have to deal with coming back here. I mean, they would then be safe, but then we still have to come back and fucking kill the worm.
Let me just interject real quick. Valdrick, you do know your necklace has a cooldown to it.
No, we cannot do that right now.
And I
Wait,
believe it's...
but didn't they help to zap us back here? Did you use yours, or didn't they do that?
I used my necklace. Diemor
Oh,
used his ring to get them wherever the fuck that they were going.
Okay, alright.
I feel like we have to kill the big worm. I could cast the silly dome on them, which would keep them probably mostly maybe safe. But I also don't know how to kill whatever that big fucking worm is, and I'm a little scared about being sucked into the earth, and I feel like that's a definitely valid fear that I'm having right now.
I have my deck of illusions. I could just check out a bunch of stuff. It'll come up. We hit it as it comes up with from afar. Yeah.
That sounds like a good... We probably also need to throw like pebbles to illusions, create vibration, because this guy seems like he's responding to vibration more than he's responding to sight. So we might need to throw some pebbles.
Fair.
Seems like just a really bad time. Anybody got any teleport everyone out of his spells?
So would love if I did.
Okay.
I can like. It's right up the window.
Yeah,
I have dancing lights.
in the 40-foot radius, 20 bright, 20 dim, that is caused from Calliope's jade or whatever it was, stone, you can see huddled in the corner, that rock, another big boulder, actually not in the corner, kind of right in the middle, those hostages, and then to the right of that is the broken and destroyed Elder Brain circle pool that you guys destroyed, and in between the Elder Brain pool and you is another like smaller rock, but everything else is just dirt, dust, scorch marks from fireballs.
Anybody got any sticks that we can use to vault across? This is really fucked. This is really fucked. I think our best bet is pebbles and hit it with spells. Right? Anybody ever ride an Alaskan bullworm? No. Alright, well, and I think that's it. You know, I did it once in the summer. Way back in my youth, but I'm not as useful as I used to be.
What's the plan?
Wait, but do we know where the exit is? I forgot. Or like which way we would need to just go.
Can we cast dancing lights? Can someone do that? So we can
Yeah, I
enter
can.
the room.
Yeah, I can cast dancing lights.
Alright.
Yeah, so it creates 4 torch-sized lights within range.
How far how far can you throw them?
I think 120 feet is the range. Yeah, the range is 120 feet.
Okay. You just kind of send the 4 out in different directions, or all in one direction? How do you do it?
Out in 4 directions. They have to be within 20 feet of another light.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. So
Kind
you
of-
say that again. It's kind of hard to hear.
I'm trying to light up as much of the room as possible.
Okay. Yeah, you cast your 4 dancing lights, and you kind of send them off into different directions, straight ahead. Not terribly fast. You know, you're trying to light up the the surrounding area around each one. And yeah, you recognize the exact same chamber. You see now that that kind of fog, that misty magical fog that was, if you remember, you guys were on that ridge overlooking this fog when you were casting these spells before you entered this Elder Brain chamber for your final fight. That fog is now gone. That mist is completely dissipated, and you can actually see the ceiling for once. And you can see the ridge. You see the Elder Brain chamber. You see the bodies of the Mind Flayers, the Intellect Devourers, all kind of squashed, blood, scorch marks. You see a couple more rocks here and there, and a few more rocks where one or two hostages are also huddled on. You see a few more of these hostages kind of scattered on some rocks, and then your lights go to the end. It's a circular room. You realize you're on the back end, and on the opposite end is the ridge that you guys jumped off of, and you can see kind of up above. You can't really see too far of what's over the ridge, but you can see where you kind of jumped down on. Other than that, there is a gaping hole in the two gaping holes in the ground, both probably 20 feet in width, maybe in radius. And that's where you threw your rock, and you would assume that's where whatever sort of moving cylinder came out of and then re-entered those two gaping holes.
Fun. Okay.
Just start sending a bunch of stuff down those holes. That's what she said.
Sounds like they're talking to herself.
Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming we don't want to touch the ground in any way, shape, or form.
So what's the plan?
Try to throw things, and like whenever it's coming out of the ground, like while it's coming out, that's where we move. Like we move, like we just, and then we throw a rock, and then when it comes out, we move, and we throw a rock again. And we just make our way to the exit.
Yeah, I mean, does it look like it can just come out anywhere from the ground, or like those the two, like, do those look like established holes, or are they like fresh, like he just bust out of the ground right there? You know what I mean?
Make a perception check on the holes themselves as the dancing lights float over them slowly.
I have to read my novel.
24.
Okay. Yeah, you're trying to get a good look to see how fresh these holes are, and you see a little bit of wetness around the edges, and some of the rocks are still falling into place as the dancing lights hover over, and you can kind of reveal the holes themselves. So, with that information said, they look fairly fresh, as in the exact moment that came and ate your light rock.
So I can assume that he can bust out anywhere.
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
You could assume that.
It's no.
If you would like to assume that.
I hate the grumbling happening in the background. The Kevin Bacon gif you sent in chat tonight seems ominous and pointed now. Oh,
Are
you talking about my GIF, Isabeau?
yeah.
You
talking about Kevin Bacon in the chat.
You think it's a reference?
Yeah, from the OG Tremors. I know this. I've been casting this film before, and I didn't like the ending.
I mean, what if I just send some like scorching rays or chromatic orbs down these holes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I just do that?
Just
Do
flush them
you
out.
have a bunch of diamonds on you?
I have a holy symbol for chromatic orb.
It's a diamond, but I can't cast it anymore.
I have a holy symbol.
Yeah, do you not have a spell
I don't-
focus, Mina?
No, I thought that it had on it. It's the diamond of 50. You had to actually have that and not just your focus.
How long do your dancing lights last? A minute?
It's up to a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, and plus my concentration is good. But it's a cantrip, so I can keep casting it.
The darkness comes.
Okay. I would say. Oh yeah, so it's a cantrip. So you said you are you continuing to cast it?
Yeah, I think as I would notice it fading, I would recast it.
What if we do a little fairy fire on top of that? Do we think that would hit the worm too, so that we can see the worm?
As you're kind of discussing, and you see the dancing lights kind of revealing some of the other areas. You see one of the previous hostages. One of the it's a dwarf. Is kind of he was sitting there, kind of fetal position on the rock, looking around. Now that he can kind of see his surroundings, he stands up on one of the rocks, and it looks like one of the leader of this group of hostages to your left stands up and is trying to flag him down, and he kind of and he jumps from one rock to another about 10 feet away. Actually, let's see how well he jumps. Where's my dice? Okay, he jumps, lands on the rock, almost overshoots his landing spot, and his body kind of loses balance and falls forward, and then he's able to catch his balance and sits still for a minute. And everyone kind of shakes, and the noise stops, and he winds up his arms again, and he jumps to the ridge. He's fairly close to the ridge, and tries to grab one of the vines one of the roots that's kind of hanging out of it. Lands kind of face first against the ridge, grabs hold of the vine, but the vine falls out of the wood, or out of the ridge. He screams, "Ah!" and falls on his back, and immediately the whatever this is cylinder with all these lights going on, now you can kind of see it's this creature, this giant purple worm-like creature shoots out of the ground. It's got these big bony spikes on its spine, all down its spine.
Can I hit him with fairy fire while he's up?
I would also like to hit him with scorching ray.
Okay, so he's coming out of the ground, eats this dwarf. The screams are silenced immediately, and you're gonna shoot fairy fire. You're gonna shoot what?
Scorching ray.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make attack rolls.
$19. Feverishly writing this down. Write that down! Write that down!
We should try to banish it.
Oh,
And then sprint.
that's
we
smart.
Sprint, and we just keep banishing it.
Does banish have a size?
It just says
limit?
creature. I don't really know. That's kind of, I think, up to DM.
I have no
But it is a big creature.
Good roll.
I think isn't this a monstrosity?
Have you fought a whatever this is before?
I don't know.
Oh no.
What'd you say?
Are you rolling your attack, Charlotte?
Yeah, I have 3 attack. Okay. Hang on.
Well,
I never do spells. Yeah, I've rolled 3 times with 3 attacks.
So what spell is it?
Scorching Ray.
Okay, let me see. Let me see something. Okay.
So my first one is a 17.
Okay. Roll your second one.
Ooh, 26.
Okay, roll your third one.
15.
Okay. I think Isabel went out. Okay, so you create 3 rays of fire, and you hurl them at this creature that you see shooting out of the ground. 2 of them miss, but your second one is able to hit it. You're not really sure how much damage it's doing, or if you're even able to hit it in a weak spot, but you do see that it makes contact and kind of explodes on contact. Go ahead and roll damage for the second one. And Valdrick, you also are able to hit with Fairy Fire. Go ahead and roll damage. All kind of at the same time.
Do I do damage with Fairy Fire? I think I just illuminate them.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I can't remember.
I thought it gives gives advantage to other people or something. That try to
Yeah, I
attack.
think it gives advantage to other attacks. Yeah, each object in a 20-foot cube, so on top of him, is outlined in violet light.
Okay.
He's now outlined if he was in that cube. For the duration, he sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Okay. What's your
Any
damage?
attack
Can I
rolling
reroll?
that is...
No, because it's simultaneous. What's your roll? What's your damage roll, Charlotte?
9.
Okay. As this happens, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative.
Teehee. Ooh. That's not funny.
I got a 7.
Dirty 20.
Remember, you're adding
So with-
dexterity to
Yeah,
this.
with my deck, it was 23.
Okay. And Calliope?
Ten.
10? Okay. Solara, I'm going to have you re-roll, because you seem to have tied someone in this combat. Can you guess who?
I got a 5.
Okay. Anya and Valdrick, you were able to surprise it with these attacks as you guys shoot your little mini rays of fire at it, some missing, some hitting. It hits it as it completely swallows this dwarf, and as it gets hit, immediately recoils, yeah, and then goes back underground and is now, is attempting to go back underground, and is now is face towards you guys. With that said, Anya, you are first up. I'm going to change camera. All right. I don't have a mini for this thing, but it is a giant purple worm. And it
Should have
comes
borrowed
to-
Wyatt.
I know. I should have. Anya, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to try to... It's the big black circle is the worm, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try to hop across to the rock that's in front of us.
Okay. Alright, yeah, make a athletics check.
Okay. 12.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Yeah, we'll say since you were... The boulder that you were on was taller than the rock you were trying to jump to. You're successful. So you are on the edge of this boulder. You kind of get a bit of a running start as much as you can, then jump. You realize there's another hostage on the boulder that you're jumping to, but you're able to land almost falling backwards, and the hostage puts his arm out, and you kind of use him for balance and kind of balance yourself. So you're on this rock. You've moved your full 30 feet.
Sorry.
What would you like to do
Okay.
at that point? The jump is your
well,
bonus action.
Okay. I guess I'll cast Scorching Ray again.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Hang on. Yeah, I'll do Scorching Ray again. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna make 3 ranged attacks. Okay, that's
I'm gonna have to retcon the fairy fire, Valdric, because it's 60 feet, and this guy's way farther than 60 feet. So you can choose to use that action to do something else in your little surprise move, but
No, it's fine.
okay. Yeah,
Baldric's real panicked about the worm.
Okay. Yeah, you cast fairy fire, and it kind of shoots out as far as it can. But it can, I guess anything within that 20-foot cube is outlined. As long as you're concentrating on it, if it goes into that cube, it'll work. So you cast fairy fire, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right here. 20-foot cube. Say that's that. Wait a minute, 20-foot cube. That's gonna be this. Alright, Shauna, what were you saying?
okay. I rolled 18
For
the first one.
Scorching Ray?
I get to make 3. Yep. That's a miss. I'm not even gonna tell you.
Don't even tell me.
And 23.
Okay. Yeah, those 2 will hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage for them both.
Okay. 16 total. Miss my sword.
Okay.
Don't do nearly as much. Okay, that's my turn.
Alright. Alright, you guys see Anya leap onto this rock, almost lose her balance as one of the hostages puts their arm out, and Anya's able to grab onto the bony arm for balance, and then shoots 3 scorching rays, 2 of them which make contact with this giant purple worm right in its underbelly, which is tinted a bit yellow. Doesn't seem to mind, and yeah, Valdric, you're up.
I can see him.
Yeah, he's gonna be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet from you.
Can I hop closer on one of the stones to get within 60 feet of him? I'll make you some chicken and fries.
There's not much space on this one, but you can try. It'll just
I don't want to
be...
fall onto the ground. I'm scared.
Huh.
Oh, wait. Or no, I guess I can't do that, though, and also do the other thing. Those are tea mugs. Yeah. Do you want some of this for a snack while you're waiting? Those are my mems. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to get as close as I can. I need to get within 60 feet of him, or else it's not gonna work.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll either have to jump down from the rock, or you can. Yeah, I mean, there's not much room on that rock that they're on from where you're at, unless that hostage moves.
I'm moving next turn, so I'm jumping down.
Sorry, I'm trying to think about what my best move is right now. You okay? Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fly on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Fly. It's my DOS loot ability.
All right. Is that a concentration?
I am not sure. I just have it written down as Fly. It says the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, the target falls if it is still aloft unless it can stop the fall.
Okay. Yeah, it is concentration. So your fairy fire will go away, if that's okay.
Yep.
With you. Alright. So you cast Fly with your DOS loot, and what do you do with that?
I'm gonna fly over to whatever rock has space on it that'll get me closer to him for next turn. I'm assuming he's gonna move, but you know.
Yeah, let's see. Fly. Okay, so you have. So this is an action. You gain 60 feet. So you are flying as. You said as close to him as you can?
Uh huh.
Um. 40, 50, 60.
But I still want to. I want to be above a surface.
Okay. We'll say that. How's that?
Because I don't want to fall.
Oh, you want to be above, like a.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I fall, I don't want to get fucked. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can put you either on the same rock with Anya or on the edge of the Elder Brain pool.
Yeah, I could perch on the edge of an elder brain.
Okay. Sure.
Wow.
There you are. Flying.
That is so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
All right. So that's your turn.
I'm gonna summon 7 for 2,
Okay.
like I do. That'll be my bonus action. I'm not gonna have him fly anywhere. I want him to stay right next to me. I'm quite scared.
All right. Fair enough. Calliope, you're up next.
How far is the giant worm from me?
80 feet.
80 feet. I have one second. There it is. Yeah. I would like to cast a lightning bolt at it. Before I say that, is there a way for me to position myself so that nobody else is in the line of fire? Because it's a direct from me in a straight line towards whatever I'm shooting it at.
Yeah. Just looking it up real quick. Yeah, so the boulder that you're on is probably 5 feet higher than the smaller rock that Anya and the hostage are on, which would be your only like worry. But also this giant worm is still like coming out of one hole and about to enter another hole. So he has a tall arc that he's shooting through the sky. So he's probably like, I don't know, 50 feet tall right now. It's a very tall chamber, if you remember.
Okay.
So you're pretty much
so
shooting up, and you're able to avoid your friends.
Okay. Then I will do that. I think I don't have to make a roll to attack. I think they have to make, each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Yes. All right. Let's do that. Yeah, 3's gonna miss. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll 86. That's a hit.
Oh. Always satisfying.
Feels weird to be doing this with no background music.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm playing it. I forgot I had to reshare the stream. You could have said something, Charlotte.
I did. Well, I thought
I didn't know
you
if it was
could do
meant.
it because of the. I thought it would shut down your camera.
Yeah. Sorry. There you go.
Okay. Cool.
25.
All right. 25 points of damage. Lightning damage. Noted.
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah. Clappy winds up, lightning shoots through the air, going straight over top of your head, Anya. Your hair kind of sticks up a little bit as this bolt of lightning shoots straight over you and blasts into the side of this creature. That's the noise it makes without the cough. Cool. Alright, it is the worm's turn.
Fortunate.
See, it is really unfortunate that he has to take turns. So, it was headed this way, so we'll see.
Nope, that's glass. Nope. Nope. Just gotta throw that away.
Okay. Oh, I should note where these holes are. They're actually 10 feet in diameter as I'm looking. There's the one hole, there's the other one. Cool. Just creating a patchwork of holes here. Alright, Anya, this massive purple worm comes streaking towards you. Like I said, it's this very giant, long, purple cylinder with bony spikes all down its spine and also kind of lining its sides. And it opens its disgusting mouth as even more teeth, rows on rows on rows of these long, sharp teeth. It doesn't. You don't see eyes anywhere. It's just teeth. As it is going to open up to try to bite you. Does a 31 hit?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
Alright, you take 20 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'm just gonna add my inspiration. So my inspiration is a D8. So I roll my D20 and then roll a D8 and add that to my. Is that how that works now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's actually 1d10 now, also.
Oh, this is the no. This is the inspiration from
her
previous
inspo.
acts of heroism. Yeah, this is not bardic.
Okay. I rolled an 18.
18 is gonna be a
Yeah.
fail.
Okay.
And
Oh wait. I rolled a 12 plus a 6 plus my plus 3 dexterity. Okay, I rolled a 21. We're
Okay.
good, right? Yes?
Okay, that changes it. So a 21 is a success.
Okay. Okay.
As it attempts to, it clamps down to bite you. Has one of your arms in its mouth, and you're able to kind of rip through. You see it take a second chomp, and you're able to use that opportunity to rip your arm out before it tries to swallow you whole. And as it's passing by you, you see its entire body in its full length. It seems to just be going and going and going, but you see it also has this. Its cylinder body kind of comes to a point at the end, like a snake, and it has this massive stinger on the end. And as it's going by you, the stinger is going to try to whip and hit you for a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
I might not survive to take my next turn. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, I can do a big heal.
18 piercing damage.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay.
And now I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is this for poison by chance?
It is.
Okay, because I have advantage on saving throws against poison, and I'm resistant.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Okay. 18 plus 8.
All right. All right. So you're safe. So you're gonna take half and then half of that, which is still gonna be 14 points of acid damage. Sorry, not acid. Poison damage.
Okay, I'm down to 7 hit points.
Oh my gosh.
So,
But you're still alive. Cool.
still alive.
All right. And with that, Solara, you are up.
Yeah, I don't. Is it a creature? I just don't know. Guess I don't know until I just try.
What's the spell you're trying to use?
Well, I want to try to banish it for a minute. Banishment.
Yeah,
I just don't know. It says a creature, but it would have to make a charisma save.
Let's see. Let me Google something really quick.
I have a plan to do lots of damage if I can be kept alive.
Okay. Yeah, this is considered to be a creature. Let's see.
Is that Evans? Yeah.
No, it's a stranger.
Well, I'm
Sorry,
no,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't hear the door.
I would have reacted to.
Couldn't hear if the door was like opening, so we just had
Yeah, this is. I'm just trying to read. And the components say an item distasteful to the target. But since it's not something that actually costs like a gold amount of worth, I think that if you have a spell focus, like your shield or whatever you're using, you should be fine to take place.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well then, Lil Wormy needs to make a. Okay, wait. First, I'm gonna say, Anya, I'm gonna try to banish it. If it works, run like hell.
Perfect.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna try to banish the worm. Hopefully, it works.
Okay.
If not, I'm sorry. But my DC is an 18.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right. Well, a 13 is gonna fail.
Okay.
So,
Oh my
God. With a faint popping noise, like a just like a bubble pop, the worm disappears out of thin air. And let's see, where does it go?
Baldrick's gonna yell to run.
I'm gonna say, if you want to live, we suggest, as we're running away already.
Yeah.
Run!
It's gonna come back. We're gonna fight it when it comes back.
Oh no, we're trying to like just make it to the escape.
I'm just trying to
I
get
thought.
these bitches out of here first.
Yeah. So
I don't
you
care.
have
I'm putting myself first.
so you have up to a minute to run. It's gonna be the top of the order. I'm gonna give all of these hostages. They're gonna hear you scream, "Run!" And they see in front of them this worm, which they've been fearing, disappear. They take that opportunity. Yes, it is time to run. And so they are gonna start running. So 30, 40, 50, 60. They're all gonna use the dash option. Naturally.
Because then if we want to stay and fight it, we can heal up with like mass healing word or something, and position ourselves a little bit better.
Well, yeah, Chris, this is my question. We're technically now out of combat, right? So we can just do a bunch of stuff simultaneously, right?
No, it's 60 seconds, so we're still gonna be in turn order. It's just like Baldur's Gate. It goes into combat form whenever there's like whenever there's a time sensitive thing, which this is time sensitive.
Okay.
So,
Okay. We've done that differently when we've banished before, so that was my question.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But this is how it should be done. It's turn based. So, Anya, you're up. I mean,
Okay,
like, you can, as a group, like, you know, because you can hold action and everything, you can take your turns together, so you can kind of, as a group, decide what you want to do.
Okay. My personality trait is that I don't run from evil, so I'm not gonna run. Because if I run, it'll just chase us down. I'm just gonna start chugging a bunch of stuff to get my healing points back up, so I can be ready to fight it when it comes back.
Okay.
So I've got a potion of greater healing. I want to do my second wind. I want to do my life drain, and I have a potion of storm giant strength, which is going to let me do a heck of a ton of damage when it comes back. So I just want to start downing things and just popping bottles like Witcher style, you know, and just heal up as much as I can on my own. And then so everyone else can like run and escape, and then I'll be ready to just start slicing and dicing. And then that way, if everyone's not out of the way, I'm distracting it, they can move.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll say the four of you have 10 actions to take until this thing comes back. So you can use that movement, actions, whatever, to position yourself. So what?
I'm gonna drop the silly cube over the spot that he's gonna reappear at.
Okay.
It's been a while since the silly cube.
Silly cube is called what?
Nether's Cube of Mischief, I believe.
I do have to be right up on it, so.
Is its government name. I can position it so that, like, wherever the front of him is, that's the edge of the cube, so you can still get swinging into the cube at him.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Go ahead and roll a d4. See what happens.
3. I'm gonna change that save to a charisma save.
Giggling. Okay.
Seen a worm giggle before? You about to,
You're
baby.
about to find out.
You guys are frozen. But that's okay, because you calculate and stuff anyway. We calculating up here. You're back.
Alright. So you cast a giggle cube, and you're about to find out whether or not worms giggle. And where would you like to position yourself as your... okay, so as you cast that, your flight stops, since that's a concentration.
Yeah, I'm gonna perch on the edge of that basin like a bird.
Okay.
Oh, strange songbird.
All right. Anya, are you moving at all, or are you staying right there?
Nope, I'm gonna stay so I can swipe at it as soon as it comes back.
All right. How about Solar and Valdric, or Solar and Calliope?
Well, I'm just concentrating. I'm not doing
You can get
anything.
your tablet.
Where is the
Waiting, I guess.
show back there? That's these here. Aurora.
In the meantime,
Where's
all
the
these-
worm gonna show up?
It's gonna show. It's kind of. I flipped it over to show that it's
Ah,
in the upside
okay.
down, but it's gonna come back right there. In the meantime, all
Where
these-
am I?
You're right here.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna stay there and wait for it to pop back up. I don't have anything that I can do until it pops up. I am going to drink a healing potion though.
Okay. Cool. Go for it. The rest of these idiots, all the hostages, they got one guy at the base. It seems like a stronger dude, about 6 feet tall, is boosting each of these other people, men and women, up this ridge and kind of yelling and shouting orders. And I think in the minute they're able to make it there and get out of Dodge. So, minute ends. He returns, and that is at the end of. It's gonna be at the end of Valdric's. Wait, who banished? It was it Solara that banished?
Solara.
Yeah,
Solara.
so it's gonna be the top of the order then. This purple worm comes back. For a second, it was kind of quiet, and all of a sudden, it cuts through the silence. As it's whatever
Oh,
noise a
God.
purple worm makes, and Anya, you're up.
Atrocious.
All right. I now have a strength of 29, so I'm going to
good.
swipe.
You guys are frozen.
Mhm.
Love good giant strength potion. I love the image of Anya just chugging everything on her person,
Got it
actually.
with my stun blade.
You guys are back.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Okay, 9 plus 15, 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Not undead, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That first one will do 16 damage. I'm gonna attack again.
Okay.
Nat 20.
There you go. Roll double damage.
Okay. Alright. So I rolled 2 d10s and then my attack bonus stays the same.
Correct.
Okay. Alright. That's gonna be 25 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna action surge. And I'm gonna do 2 more attack.
Okay, so 16, 25.
Yep. Okay, that's a 20 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. And that will be a 19 damage.
Okay.
And then I get 1 more attack. 24 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. 20 damage.
20 damage.
Yep.
Alright. A flurry of 4 swipes occur right as this worm reappears. Anya's sunblade ignites, and she slices 4 times, each time slicing a big chunk out of this worm as she deals 80 damage in 1 turn to this poor thing. The entire time it's screaming and screeching. Valdric, you're up.
Silly keeps concentration, right?
Yeah, so at the start of your next turn, which is right now...
Yeah, let's re-roll that silly cube.
Yeah, you can. Yep, you can reroll the effect.
Let's reroll. What's going on with him in there? 4.
Drops of molasses, turning it into difficult terrain. Okay, difficult terrain.
I love the molasses one.
Drops of molasses appear as the worm is now.
I'm also gonna send 7 for in to take a little swang.
Okay.
Swang on him. 16.
16 will be a miss.
7 for is very upset with that. I
Mirror.
don't like this in.
All right. Was your action just changing the silly cube?
Yeah, unfortunately, and then my bonus action was 7 for taking a little
Swang.
swipe.
Gotcha. All right. Calliope, you're up.
Is the worm within 30 feet of me?
10, 20, 25. Certainly is.
Yes. Okay. Then I am going to cast Witch Bolt at a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
Yes, I do have to roll the hit. Ooh, nat 20.
Oh my goodness. It is a ranged spell attack. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're casting this at a 3rd level, which means it's 3d12, which nat 20 makes it 6d12. Is that what I'm
Yes.
reading? Oh my gosh. Okay. Roll 6d12.
$31.
31. All right.
And it's a concentration, so I don't have to.
Yeah, you see its mouth open wide as it reappears, still kind of after Anya, and this bolt goes streaking down its throat and blasts out through the other end, completely right through it, and now there's a giant gaping hole in part of the body of this worm. And the worm's now going to take its turn. Let's see. Trying to think. It's gonna go 2, 3, 4. Valdrick, you can use your reaction to have 7 for take an attack of opportunity if you would like.
Hell yeah. Is that with advantage or just base?
Just base.
It's an 18. I don't know if I can roll higher than it. It's 18.
18 will hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
8 plus 1 necrotic.
All right. Noted. 7 for takes a swing as it streaks across beside Anya, but not out of reach of Anya as it goes straight for Calliope and attempts to bite Calliope.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Not our glass
Another
cannon.
That is okay.
Does a 25 hit the wizard?
Fuck you, yeah.
Does a 25 hit? I instantly cast Godlink on Calliope as I see her about to be eaten by a giant worm.
That the help.
Godlink is reaction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you
It's
did.
a reaction to
You
adapt.
did
We
use
already
your.
used it.
You did use your reaction with 7
Oh.
for.
Dead.
You're gonna
I'm gonna die.
Oh, you did.
We'll bring it back. We know a guy.
We know.
Um,
Another
alright,
pact. Here we go.
so
Somebody
you're
else is
gonna-
gonna bring them this time.
You're gonna take 21 piercing damage, and I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Okay, yes, I have 11 health. Dexterity. 19.
19. Wow. Okay. A 19 is exactly what you needed to save. So he attempts to swallow you, and you are barely somehow able to worm your way out of the worm's mouth.
I lived, bitch.
And it's, let's see, with its tail, it's pretty long. I'm thinking its tail realistically would target Anya, because it's kind of passing by Anya.
Okay.
Yeah, do I get an attack of opportunity?
No, because it hasn't actually left. It's still technically a threat because it's still adjacent to you. So
Okay. Alright.
nope, but it's gonna hit you with a tail, and does a 21 hit you?
No.
No. Oh my gosh.
No. Get
Okay.
wrecked. About time.
All right, that is that. Solara, you're up.
Well, I'm still thinking. So, okay, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna cast Flame Strike on it. Wait, is the worm itself? Is it like a 10-foot radius or so?
The worm itself is technically gargantuan in size, so
Okay.
more than like 15 feet.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna cast Flame Strike, and it says a creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, centered on a point within range, must make a Dexterity saving throw. And then,
Yeah.
if it
Great me.
pass or fail, I still will roll 46 fire and 46 radiant damage. It'll just take half damage if it fails.
Okay. What's your spell save DC?
18.
Roll a 17.
Oh man,
Yeah, oh man. Alright, roll your stupid damage.
that's rough. I'll roll them separately. Okay. Not really too crazy. Oh, that's pretty good. So, 19 of the first damage of the fire, 19 fire damage,
Okay.
and then and then 14 radiant damage. And that's I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I
Okay.
don't think I have a bonus action I want to use.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So we'll say this flame strike just shoots straight out of your shield in a just a cone right down the purple worm's throat, and creates another hole down towards the back of it, and it looks pretty charred on its way out, and it's looking a little worse for wear, but still solid. Anya, you're up, back at the top of the order.
Alright, I'm gonna attack.
All right, do it.
27 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, 17 damage.
Okay.
And then I attack again. 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. So if I roll a 3 or higher, I hit.
Jeez.
19 damage. My attack bonus with this potion of storm giant strength is a plus 15.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do a swipe, and cut part of its maw off. And its jaw is missing about a quarter of its teeth as you slice. Baldric, you're up.
Okay, give me just a second. She's wanting me to navigate her through her app.
Oh, you're good.
I'm gonna drop the silly cube. Okay, hey, take a breath. I'm gonna drop the silly cube and cast Phantasmal Killer.
Okay.
Yep, I'm getting it up right now. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Killer at 4th level,
Okay.
which means it should just be 4d10, I think. Every level, yeah, it's just 4d10 if I succeed.
Let's see.
And he's gonna do a Charisma saving throw.
Okay. Read if it doesn't say anything about being frightened or anything. Okay. So it has to make you're turning it into a charisma saving throw.
Yep, and it's gonna go up against my DC 18 spell save.
All right. A 1 is going to fail. Okay, so at the end of each of the target's turns before the spell ends, must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 40/10 psychic. Gotcha. Okay. What type of illusory manifestation are you creating that you think it is deeply fearing of?
A hot sun, drying it out on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to imagine the Phantasmal Killer as a sun.
Okay. It cowers and shudders all of a sudden as it's attacking and biting at Calliope and whipping its tail at Anya. Kind of screeches and looks up. Points its mouth up towards the sky as if there's a sun in the room. To which Valdric knows what's happening.
Valdric cackles. Do I roll the damage?
That would be. I'm trying to think. I think it's at the end of its turn. Yeah.
Right.
But it is frightened. So it's currently frightened,
Yes,
and
frozen.
then at the end of the turn. Okay, cool.
Sun is good. That's good. Yeah. Sun. You're back.
Okay, cool. So the condition is frightened, but the damage will happen at the end of each turn. So it is frightened. Clappy, you're up. Actually, do you have a 7 for a turn?
Yeah, 7 for only this way.
Okay. How far can 7 for move in one
30
turn?
feet.
30 feet? Okay. Alright, so 7 for can take a swipe.
7 for is gonna miss. It's an 11.
Yeah, it's a miss. 7 for comes up, misses. Clappy, you're up.
He's still. Oh, he's right in front of me. Okay. So my witch bolt's concentration. As long as I don't do anything else, I can hit with it again, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first. Let's see. Yeah. So only the initial damage is increased. So the second one will be 1d12. But it's
Even if I cast it at a 3rd level?
if you can cast it again and essentially make a new witch bolt. Yeah,
Okay, so the first
you-
time is only at 3d12. And then the
correct.
next time is okay.
Yeah, and so that each time after that, it's 1d12 no matter what level it's at, but it's automatic because you're kind of linked to it. So you could recast it if you really wanted to do 3d12 again, but it would cost another 3rd level slot.
No, I'm good with just going with that.
Okay,
With
doing
the
the
1d12.
auto. All right, go ahead and roll 1d12.
Oh, wait.
Your water's right there in the living room. Right there.
It's a 5.
A 5. All right. The worm crackles as it is trying to cower from the fear of the sun, and it really doesn't like being linked to this crackle, and it's going to try to bite you again, Calliope. Does a 33 hit the wizard?
Oh!
So,
What health do you have?
11.
well, no. A 33 is the attack roll.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the 11.
Yes, that
Yeah.
hit. My
Alright.
armor
But
is
it's,
12, you asshole.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so the damage is gonna be 23 piercing damage.
Well, I'm down.
All right. So you are going to automatically fail your dex save since you are down. It's frightened. It's frightened, so it's trying to move away from Valdric. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Let's see. Yeah, I believe that's correct. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. Okay, so it's facing the other way. It's not with its. Valdric is not
wait.
within its line of sight.
I'm gonna godlink you with my reaction then.
What is the
If you're
range on
getting-
Godlink?
Eaten again. 120 feet.
Okay.
I
What does
think
that
she's
do?
still gonna be dead.
I'm still down.
It's still gonna down her, but she's not gonna die because that doubles your. That's double what your hit points are, right?
It-
So
I
we
it-
have
have
11 right now.
11.
He deals 23.
well, no.
I thought
What's
that was for your total.
yes,
Ah,
correct.
At
It's,
40,
it's
because I have a 46 total. It's if
Okay,
you double that.
yes. If you went to
I
negative
still gobble, I
46,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll still godlink you. That gives you 14 extra hit points, temp hit points.
Okay. So that gives me 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You say it's 14?
Yep.
So that's 25.
She just right there.
What was the total of my damage before?
I believe it was 23.
23. I have 2 hit points.
All right. Okay. So with that said, you do get to make your dexterity saving throw.
Yay. Oh god, I have to make at least a 19. That's unfortunate. That's a 16.
All right. It is going to open its mouth wide and swallow you, and you are now in the
Shit.
belly of this
Shit.
purple
That's
worm.
hilarious.
Anya!
So
I can do from the inside.
the good thing is,
Working on it.
the damage that you would take from the inside does not occur until the start of the next worm's turn.
We're gonna have to
As long
cut
as
you
I
out of the
get out. Well,
Yeah.
isn't there a bunch of holes in its body at this point?
There are 2 gaping holes. You're not really sure where in reference to where you're at, but
What if I just burn my way
It's-
out?
its tail stinger is going to try to hit Solara.
Okay. Definitely to get me.
Does
It
a,
has no balls.
does a 28 hit the cleric?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Cool. You take 17 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
What are you doing?
It's a 17 for Constitution. That feels like a fail.
17 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will fail. Alright, so 3.
I saw that fuzzy.
Alright. The tail comes by and stabs you right in the stomach, Solara, and you feel this poison sickness start to permeate your body and get into your bloodstream as you take 40 points of poison damage. Where's that put you at? You still up?
I have literally one HP left.
You have 1 hit point? Amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, well, with that, it's your turn.
Come on.
I'll drink my...
Okay. Okay. It's not solid, you guys.
I'm gonna drink my potion of superior healing. Really quick, I'm just gonna chug it. I'm just gonna chug it. I don't know how much healing that does.
I think it's... Is it 8d8 plus 8?
8d4 plus 8. Okay.
8d4
I'll calculate that in a second. And then for my... See if I have a bonus action I can yeet.
So the drinking would be your bonus action.
Or is that bonus action?
Yeah, so go ahead. Why don't you take your action first?
You guys are back.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Alright, so yeah, drinking the potion would be your bonus action, so why don't you take your action first, and then
Okay.
after that we can...
Okay, then I will cast Guardian of Faith. I'm just gonna put it right over the wormy.
The wormy, okay.
Yes. And then when he starts his turn, he'll make a dexterity saving throw. And then that's, I guess that's it. I'll do that, and then I drink the potion. I just need to calculate how much HP I get. D4. Potion's a D4.
Alright, so you cast the Guardian of Faith pretty much right on top of it. We'll say that's that. While you calculate your healing potion, we're at the top of the order. Anya, go ahead and roll.
Alright.
Or go ahead and take your turn.
I'm gonna attack.
Did the worm take phantasmal killer damage at the end of his turn also?
Wait a minute. Yeah, Phantasmal. Oh, yeah, at the end. Must succeed on a charisma saving. Oh, shoot, yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
It's the 13th. Support.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so we still got to do Phantasmal Killer. It rolled a natural 1. It will take
Solid.
4d10, which is going to be enough to kill it.
I think.
How would you like the nightmares to kill this worm? Because that is what kills it. It dies of fear.
The worm thinks that the sun has descended upon him, as Solara so eloquently put it, and has shriveled him into nothingness. He feels the last water leave his body as the final breath leaves him as well. All from the fear that the sun has shriveled him whole.
Perfect. And yeah, it shrivels up just like a regular worm. All the wetness turns to dry and crusty matter, and it kind of it's fully outside
Like
of the
he just
earth.
like falls from his stomach.
Yeah, he falls over. Calliope is still in the stomach though. But I will retcon Solara casting. You can take your 4th level spell back, Solara.
Thank you.
Because I screwed up. And then you can also, if you don't want to use your potion now, you still can, but you can take your potion back.
Yeah, I'll take the potion back. I'll save that potion.
I
It's
know
superior healing.
that's a big boy.
He's expensive.
So yeah, that's my fault. But yeah, it shrivels up and dies, and you still have the issue of Calliope in the stomach. Which
Can I burn my way out?
In turn order. So we kind of have to go through.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what would happen? So Solara, you are up next. Retcon your last turn. The worm is dead, but you know Calliope's still inside. What do you do?
Anya's best for gutting worms.
Yeah, Anya's definitely best for cutting a fellow mate out of a worm's body. So I'm like, Anya, can you get her out?
I'll do
She
my
got
best.
swallowed.
Okay, yeah, Anya,
Calliope,
you are
we're
up
coming
next
for
anyway,
you.
So I'm gonna jump down from the rock and I'm just gonna start cutting down the body of the worm.
Alright, yeah, why don't you make an attack roll?
Okay.
Attack is going to be... It's going to be an auto crit. I just want to see how much damage you're going to do. So it's an auto crit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Since this is turn-based, it's going to matter.
19.
19 damage.
Yep.
Alright, you're able to cut through a lot of the hide and the exterior, but there's still... You're not able to completely get through the inner lining of its stomach, so you can make another attack.
Okay. Is it still an auto crit?
Yes.
Okay. 18.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you needed 30 total in one turn to be able to cut her loose, so that will do it. You're able to cut a hole, kind of using the hole that is already in the back of it. You kind of just start there, and you're able to slice your way through. You figure out where Solara or where Calliope is, so that you don't accidentally.
Worm.
Yeah, so you don't accidentally slice her. And
He's down.
and Calliope, before the stomach acid starts churning you, you're able to crawl out prone before it knocks you out. Thanks to your trusty friend Anya.
It's good because you probably would have taken damage on your turn.
But dead.
She
I'm gonna
wouldn't.
crawl out and lay on the ground and go, thanks, while giving a thumbs up, going, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Okay, how'd I do?
Trying to wipe all of the stuff off of me while I'm laying on the ground, going, this thing.
Can't you cast your prestidigitation thing?
Oh, that's true. Does that work on that?
To clean yourself, yes. To heal yourself, no.
I'm not trying to heal myself.
I think we need to take a long rest.
I need a long rest anyways. I'm gonna lay there and look at myself and just snap my finger and clean all the gunk off and just continue to lay on the ground.
Perfect.
fuck that.
I'm mad that it attacked all of you because I got myself all the way back up to full hit points with all of my like stuff, and then it attacked me once, missed, and then attacked you guys.
I think I made it angry with all of the lightning hitting it, so
I mean, I did 80 damage to it one turn.
that's true. It's a picky worm. I think it just sniffs out the weakest, which I only have 46 health points, and I didn't go into that with full health points. I only had like, I think I went in with like 20 something. No, I had 30 something because I healed myself a little.
Yeah, that was a rough fight, but we'll end it there. You guys outlasted.
Chris, did we get XP from the tieflings last round?
Yes,
We
I already gave that out last round. This round
Okay.
I can give out XP for killing this challenge rating 15 purple worm. So you each will get 3,250. So that's going to be 13,000 total divided by 4. 3,250. Which,
I leveled up.
which should level
I'm
some.
so close to leveling up.
Ugh.
I only
need
needed
600 more.
Oh my gosh, gotta go find another freaking, what's his name, Piddlewick the second.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have to get to 3,400.
Congrats on level, Anya.
Yay, level 10.
Fuck yeah.
Anya, as you're carving Calliope out, you your sunblade clunks on a peculiar hard object that does not fit
It's not
with
flesh.
this creature. Yeah, it's not flesh. And well, yeah, why don't you roll a nature check for me as you are thinking about this while carving your friend out.
Ooh, okay, 21.
Okay. You know that a lot of these creatures, especially after your encounter with the Ankheg, these burrowing creatures that create tunnels and all these sorts of underground, tunnels and how they traverse through. Most of them, as they chew their way through, they pretty much have this really fast way of consuming dirt and excreting it and breaking it down, and in doing so they come across a lot of rare materials and metals, and you realize as you're cutting through you found one. It is you kind of pull it out, it's goopy, you kind of smear some of the purple blood off of it and realize it's a jacinth, I think is how you pronounce it, jacinth. Jacinth. It is a transparent, as you're wiping it off, it's this transparent fiery orange gemstone. You're not sure how much it's worth, but you would assume a lot.
I would like to take 2 of the Yonkag's teeth.
The purple worm's teeth?
Yeah, the purple worm's teeth.
Got it. Do you have a harvesting kit?
Is it safe to assume that I do by now? I've just been yoinking teeth out of people's mouths since season 1.
You have, but this is a massive gargantuan monstrosity.
Use Anya. Have her yank out a tooth.
Anya, can you yank one of these teeth out for me?
Can I use my strength? Because I still have strength 29 for I have it for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Go ahead and make a, just a straight strength check.
Okay. 22.
Okay.
Great.
The bigger teeth, like in the front row, you're trying to pull out, and it's just too slippery, and you just don't. It's hard to pull a cone on the top. So you kind of give up on the biggest ones, and you kind of go after the second biggest one, and you're able to kind of wiggle it free and pull it out. And so you do have a fairly decently big tooth that it's probably the size. Probably the size of like a bowling ball.
Valdrick drops it into her bag of holding, which has just become a collection of teeth.
Perfect. Yeah.
Got a lot of teeth in here. One day these are gonna come in handy. Anya just unquestioning, just take it.
Perfect. Yeah, so you have that gemstone written down, Anya, and then the rest of you got your XP, and that will do it for tonight.
Yeah.
What?
We did it, you guys.
We did it. Calliope survived.
You were
I
eaten, but
didn't
you didn't die.
Oh,
I'm so
man.
close. That got really
Does the 34 hit you? I'm
Does
a wizard, you
34 hit?
douche.
That says like my armor class is 12. It's 17 on a good day when I use shield.
Does a 35 hit the wizard?
Maybe.
I'm naked. I'm not wearing anything.
Yeah.
I just
She's
love it.
naked.